Hi, I am having to refilm the intro to this video because my initial intro had posited that I would be doing disappointing products as well as a makeup and skincare, like declutter, clear out, culling process in my continual effort to capsulize aspects of my life. When I got to like minute 28 on my camera, I was like, there's no way that I can also include the declutter. I'm splitting it into two videos. It's still a very meaty video today, telling you about all of my recent disappointing products and very extended thoughts on everything and justifications for why, which I hope you'll find useful. There's also a bonus video up on Patreon where I update you on my nail polish collection and a big declutter that I did with that, which will make sense as you get further into this video because there's a big disappointing nail polish product that prompted me to really like slash my collection. So that will be up before this makeup declutter will happen, but this will be happening soon. I thought it was going to happen today, but no. So today is just a disappointing products, and I do actually end the video with a little impromptu update on the Mercedes Shops Sephora portion of last week's video. I ended up returning everything, which I feel extremely bad about. But I got a few new things and really learned my lesson about impulsively buying makeup online, which I don't do a lot, but I did for some reason with that order, and I feel like I really learned a lesson from it. So I talk about that at the end and update you on a few new things I got. You can see some swatches here. I guess I'll go ahead and say the little disclaimer that I'm very honest in my reviews, but it's just my opinion and perspective on the products. I know that people can get a little bit like sensitive if a blogger is talking negatively. I prefer to say critically, like critically evaluating. I never want to come across like I'm just kind of like slamming a product or a brand, but having a critical perspective on a product is not being negative. That said, I think that some people can interpret it that way, and if it's a product that they really like, they can get a little, I think it can like trigger something in them and then they like get upset. But, you know, certainly not my intention to make anybody feel sensitive about liking these products. If they work for you, that's great. In fact, if they work for you, let me know. And some of the stuff that's like brand new, I would be happy to like give away to somebody that likes the product. So without further ado, why don't we get into my disappointing products, which I haven't done one of these in a while, and I'm excited. Before anybody asks in the comments when I'm doing close-ups and you're curious about my nail polish, this is the AILA nail polish in Make Him Wait a Day, and I really like it. Right. Why don't we start with skincare? I just decided to randomly throw this in here because I just tried it. It's a sample of the Tata Harper Regenerating Cleanser. I've tried this like 2 or 3 times now, and to be honest, it's just a little too active for my skin. I think maybe people that are more oily, combo, acne prone might get on with it a little bit better. I just found it even like a little bit like tingly and stingy, which I don't typically have like sensitive or reactive skin, but I just didn't love it. I used it as a second cleanse after sort of a balm or oil cleanser makeup remover, and it's just not something that I would purchase for myself despite hearing lots of raves for this. I've heard of the bunch, the oil cleanser is the best and like best suited for all skin types. The purifying cleanser and this one as well, I've heard can sort of, even if you get on with them initially, your skin can sort of sensitize to them over time. Kind of disappointed, honestly, because I really heard a lot about this, and I've recommended it to people in the past just based on word of mouth, and now I have a sort of a better grasp on it, I guess. Okay, this is the Hannes Dottir Mineral Mist. As you can see, it's almost gone. I do intend to use it up. This is now by my vanity, and I use it to sort of dampen a beauty blender. Sometimes I'll do like a face mist spray with it. I just think this product is like super like overrated. It's kind of just like spraying water on your face. The first ingredient is distilled water, but it does also have vegetable glycerin, choline, silica, boron citrate, NAPCA, grapefruit seed extract, citric acid, tincture of iodine, and oil of spearmint. So it's not just like a straight water. In general, I really try and avoid just like water-based hydrosols that don't have a humectant like aloe or glycerin in them. This one isn't like drying per se. I just find it to be kind of like a nothing experience, and I didn't really find that it did anything for my skin. Very light spearmint scent, so it's pretty unoffensive. I guess there's not anything wrong with it per se. I just really didn't love it, and I kind of have been like struggling to use it up. I feel like this brand has like sort of a weird cult-like following, so I think it works for some people, but I frankly, the hype just didn't deliver for me personally. Okay, I feel like I kind of beat up on these products quite a bit. I've mentioned how I've been disappointed in them in at least 2 previous videos, so just to bear with me. These are products from the Kristina, Holey, and Mare Veronique collaboration. I have the Balancing Hypotonic and the Pure and Essential Oil-Free Oil Cleanser. I bought these a little bit impulsively after reading a really fantastic interview that Infiore had done with Kristina Holey, who's sort of, I don't know if she's a celebrity esthetician, but she's like a very well-known holistic esthetician in the eco-beauty community, and she's done this collaborative line with Mare Veronique that I feel like gets a lot of internet and Instagram love. In particular, people seem to really love that Barrier Restore serum that's like $110. The whole premise is that our skin, because we've all become like online social media skincare junkies and everyone's obsessed with skincare, that we're using too many products and sensitizing our skin, and really your skin's needs are very simple. You don't want to break down the barrier and all of that stuff. I just have really not enjoyed using these products. There's just something about these that is so bland, to be honest, and maybe that's the point, but frankly just kind of like uninspired, not worth the price in my opinion. Like, this to me feels like glorified almond oil massaging into your skin. It also does have sort of textural issues and emulsification issues. I demoed using this in my December patron exclusive video, and I actually showed how it sort of balls up on the skin when you're using it. The one benefit is that it is in a pump dispenser, which is very nice. The Hypotonic just smells like apple cider vinegar. It's quite unpleasant to use, and I haven't noticed any change or added benefit from using it. If I had more problematic skin and these really helped the condition of my skin, I wouldn't care at all about the experience or the scent, but I just think because of where I'm coming from and my perspective on these products, I probably was not the target audience for them, and ergo have been kind of disappointed using them. I do have one sort of, I guess it's sort of like a body care product. And it's always a little awkward to talk about a disappointing product that was sent to you as PR, which this one was, from Osmia, who is a brand I love. I have met the founder, Sarah, multiple times. I love tons of her products, and I rave about them all the time. I received this in a little PR package last year, and I really dislike it. It's the Vanilla Shea hand cream. I do feel like shea butter has been taking quite a beating of late. I think people are sort of fed up of seeing it in formulations. I think a lot of people's skin doesn't tolerate it that well. I seem to do okay with it in conjunction or as part of another formulation, but I think when it features so prominently in this, it's the second ingredient in this, I didn't find this moisturizing, and the scent really bothered me. I tried using it for a couple of weeks, and it has this just it's a very shea butter smell. It does have other essential oils in it as well, a proprietary blend, but something about this just didn't jive with me whatsoever. I had heard very good things about their hand creams too. Perhaps I would have gotten on a little better with the Rose Linden one. I think that's the other one that they do. But this was a really big miss for me. And it's odd to me that it was, because it's a hand cream. You would think it's a relatively innocuous product, but it was the scent and the fact that it just wasn't moisturizing at all. My favorite hand cream is the Frangonia and Sea Buckthorn maybe hand cream. That's my favorite hand cream, and I'm also currently using the MV Organics Soothing Rose Moisturizer, which is really a face moisturizer, but I've been using it kind of mixed with oils as a hand moisturizer because I don't actually use a lot of cream moisturizers on my skin. The only one I actually really like is the Iuna Cream 2 as a face moisturizer, but anyway, digressing. I have one hair item, and it's a pretty big disappointment and dislike. This is the Reverie Mare Mediterranean Sea Mist. I had extremely high hopes for this product because the Reverie hair milk is a favorite product of mine. I've been using it for about a year and I absolutely love it. And I have always loved having a texturizing sea salt mist in my arsenal of hair products. I love sort of giving grit and texture and dirt infused into your hair. I love that look. I got this small size, I think, on Beauty Habit. The full size I think is 34 and the small size is 18. Purely an issue of the scent just really bothering me. It's extremely powdery. It smells like baby powder. Yeah, it's one of the most powdery things I've smelled, and I'm not a powdery scent person at all. Like, it's something I really try and stay away from in products, fragrance, or anything. It's just not my cup of tea. So I could not stand having this in my hair because of the scent, and I also just didn't really feel like it provided what I wanted as far as a texturizing spray. So I probably used it like 4 or 5 times, and then I was like, I just cannot do this. Speaking of fragrance, I do have another fragrance that I was quite disappointed that I didn't like. I had very high hopes for this. So this is the Serge Lutens Jeux de Peau. Still looking for a French tutor. This was recommended to me by, very strong, Jess from Stark Skincare, who said that if you like kind of like non-scent scents, which I do, sort of like the Eccentric Molecule or the Not a Perfume by Juliet Has a Gun, like I live for those fragrances. And this is described as, I think it's technically a gourmand scent. It's said to have notes of like croissant or like baguette and honey, and it's supposed to have like a very sort of creamy scent. Well, I mean, now that I'm smelling it, I kind of don't mind it as much, but on me, I think maybe it just didn't work. I brought this to Seattle with me, and I tried wearing it one day, and my sister was like, yeah, I don't think so. So I think it's just not like a jive with me. It's very, very heavy. Yeah, it definitely has like a caramel, like rich, creamy note, but it's very, very heavy. It smells a little old lady, to be honest. So I was disappointed. It obviously just got a sample, I think, from Beauty Habit, and I'm glad I got to try it. I don't know if all Serge Lutens fragrances are so cloying and overpowering. If they are, then it's probably not a fragrance brand for me. There are like so many, and so many of the scent descriptions sound really intriguing. There's one that has a lot of violet in it, and I love violet in fragrance. So, plus it's French, so I may give Serge Lutens another try, just not this one. Okay, everything else is pretty much makeup. So probably the biggest disappointment is this. I bought this as a backup for a sample that I'm finishing of the old formulation of this product. This is the W3LL People Bio-Brightener, their cream highlighter stick. They reformulated it, changed the packaging, and in the reformulation, they completely like futzed up this formula. I'm sorry, it's just like they really ruined it in my opinion, or for my personal preference. I have like a tiny bit left of like a little sample of the old version of the Bio Brightener. I wish I had a backup of like a full stick of it, because it was like my favorite cream highlighter. I gushed about it in my highlighter lineup video. It had such a beautiful like dewy appearance on the skin. It was sort of a neutral champagne, maybe an ever so slight pink undertone, but like not even really. It was very neutral. Gorgeous. I loved the way that it looked. I feel like I would frequently get comments about looking glowy when I wore it. It just was like a perfect product. So I bought the new formulation, and it's honestly completely different in tone and in formula. It's very dry, first of all. That was what I noticed right away. It does not impart like the same dewiness like at all, I don't think. And I just sort of feel like the tone changed too. I feel like it developed more of a yellow undertone, or developed as a more of a yellow undertone on me. Really disappointed, because like I basically like can't use this, and I wasted like $25. Now my favorite cream highlight is probably the Tata Harper one. That's what I've been reaching for most now. These were a little bit of a disappointment. These are those Eco Tools makeup sponges. So I know not everybody agrees with this, but I really think the Beauty Blender is just the best makeup sponge that you can have, and everything else just kind of like pales in comparison. I now have 2 beauty blenders. I would like to get a third, and then I feel like I will be all set with having beauty blenders in rotation. I actually bought these under duress because my beauty blender, I realized, had grown mold, and I was like, I can't use a moldy beauty blender on my face. So I bought these at Whole Foods on like a lunch break. You know, I have been using them, I've been trying them. It's just not the same. Like, they don't have the same like porosity, is that a word? Porousness, I guess. They're much more similar to the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge than a beauty blender. I mean, they are like half the price for 2. I'm just gonna get rid of both of them, because the beauty blender is just really so much better in terms of the effect that it gives when you blend out your makeup with it. If you can invest in a beauty blender, do, and don't waste your time with these. But it's kind of splitting hairs. Like, if you don't care that much, then obviously these would be fine, but I have issues, so. This one might be somewhat surprising and or controversial. This is a sort of deluxe sample of the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This is, to be honest, probably the eyeliner, liquid eyeliner pen I have heard the most about in the beauty space, YouTube space, blogger space for years. It's the one that I feel like everybody uses, raves about, and thinks it's great. So I think it was a 100-point perk, and I was like, I'll try it. I don't think I ever will find a liquid eyeliner better than the Surratt Autographique, which is it was in my Best of Beauty. I raved about it there. It's the only liquid liner I found that like checks every single box for me. And it only rates a 2 on EWG, by the way, so it's not even bad in terms of like ingredients. Everybody raves about this, so I was like, sure, for comparison's sake, why don't I try it? Like, does not even hold a candle to the Surratt on me. Now keep in mind that everybody's like skin and particularly eye chemistry is different. This is why mascaras and eyeliners and eye products in general, I think, just wear so differently on people. First of all, it doesn't go on nearly as inky black. I feel like it's a drier formula, and it broke up on me like over the course of a day. When I can wear the Surratt for like probably 24 hours. I never sleep in my makeup, but like I've put it on at 6:30 in the morning and it's been on at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, without breaking up. It's like still there. My eye makeup does not look great at 2 in the morning, like no matter what, but yeah, just after like a normal work day, this was breaking up on my eyelids. So the formula just didn't work on me at all. It could, I mean, in terms of the application, how dry I found it, that could be a result of it being a smaller size than the full size. Didn't do it for me. Speaking of eye products not having sort of universal wearability on people, take this with a grain of salt, but these are two mascaras that I have been disappointed in. I tried both of these within the last month or so because I have mascaras that I like so much, like Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, Chanel Le Volume de Chanel, Too Faced Better Than Sex, and Lily Lolo. Those are the 4 mascaras currently in my makeup bag. I'm not gonna continue to use a mascara that I just find inferior on me. People are loving this. It's the Lancôme Monsieur Big mascara. This I think works for a lot of people, and I can understand why. I think that if I didn't have the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel, I probably would have kept using this one. I actually find the effects to be pretty similar. However, this one is not quite as volumizing on me as the Chanel Le Volume, and this one also did smudge on me, and I never have that issue with mascaras. I get transferred. If you can get yourself a sample, I would say try it. I do think it gives a very beautiful fluttery effect. It's a little more similar, honestly, to Too Faced Better Than Sex than it is Chanel Le Volume. And then this one I just flat out did not like. This is the Clinique High Impact Lash Elevating Mascara. Did not like the wand at all. It's like a pine cone shaped wand, and I found it to be quite separating and not at all volumizing, at least the kind of volume that I like. Again, it's another mascara that I feel like people really get on with, and I just did not. This disappointing product requires a little bit of explanation. So previously, my sort of go-to baby pink, ballet pink, neutral nail polish, like what I'm wearing today, the AILA Make Him Wait a Day, has been the Trust Fund Money Buys Happiness polish. I had discovered this through a Petit Vour box many years ago. And I got through about half the bottle before the formula started just going bad. It got thick and just was not wearing well at all, which is what happens when nail polishes get old. I decided to buy a new bottle, and the formula is so completely different. The color is completely different. I don't even know if you can see. My camera just automatically shut off because I've been recording for too long, but the color is completely different. The new one is much more like opalescent, and guys, I did a manicure with this. I was like, okay, like it looks a little bit different in the bottle, but like, let me just try it. A first happened for me, which is that I went through the whole process of doing a manicure, which is a base coat, 2 coats of color, and a top coat. Within 10 minutes of like trying to let it dry, I had a meltdown and took it off because I just could not see myself even for a day with this polish on my nails. I know that that's harsh. It just looked so bad on me. So it was a pretty epic fail. That is why I ended up buying those 2 AILA polishes, the red that I talked about in my last video and Make Him Wait a Day, which I really like. It's not like, it's more opaque than I kind of wanted, but I do really, really like it in its own right. Trust fund, why did you change the formula of Money Buys Happiness? I'm so bummed out. This actually leads me to a little brief transition. In the process of my makeup declutter, which you'll be seeing very soon, I also decided to declutter my nail polish collection. So I pretty much halved my nail polish collection as part of my declutter, but it was a little too much to include in that video. So what I did was I created a separate nail polish collection update declutter video as a bonus video for patrons on Patreon. So for all patrons, all levels. So if you would be interested in seeing it, I have at this point I've amassed quite a bit of additional L'Amour et la Musique content on Patreon. I think there's at least 2 or 3 other all patron bonus videos, and then of course there's now 4, soon to be 5 patron exclusive videos for one of the tiers. So if you would like to hear more about my nail polish collection and declutter process, the link to Patreon is always down below. And I thank you so much. Okay, I know this video is super long, but I did also make a little list of some items that I have returned, actually only 2, plus the entire Sephora order that you saw last week. So this is actually a very, very good timing for this video because I can update you on something that just transpired basically. But the 2 items in the last 4 months that were disappointing that I returned to Sephora were the Antonym mascara. I tried it once or twice. In fact, I might even have taken some footage of me demoing it, and if I have that, I'll insert it for you to see. You know, as expected, unfortunately, as with most eco mascaras, I just did not do much for my lashes at all. The only one I found that I really like is the Lily Lolo, but it just was it gave nothing to my lashes. It wasn't defining. It was, in fact, I feel like those sorts of mascaras make my lashes look worse. It just makes them look droopy and sad and thin. And I have decent lashes. They just need a good brush and volumizing formula to pump them up. And that was just a total fail. Thankfully, I'd gotten it at Sephora, so I was able to return it. Then I did also return the Captain Blankenship dry shampoo, which I had had for quite a while. I have no luck with dry shampoos. There's only a handful that I can even tolerate using. The issue with that, the formula of it was actually okay, but the essential oils and the scent in it started to really bother me, which is funny because I had remembered hearing that as a criticism of that product when I had first gotten it last year. People were oh, I couldn't get on with the scent, and I was really? I can't really smell anything. And then all of a sudden, it was this overpowering geranium sort of scent, and I could smell it in my hair, and it was making me nauseous. And I was yeah, I don't know. Isn't that weird how a part of your brain is just not picking up on one aspect of the product, and then maybe it is the power of suggestion. I was oh yeah, I can't do this either. So I returned it. And then I did, sadly, this was actually a huge learning experience for me, this last Sephora order that you saw in last week's video. I returned everything. I returned the Hourglass lipstick, the NARS concealer, the Lila Bee mist, and the Chlorine dry shampoo. I liked nothing. I was hinting at it in that video. The Hourglass lipstick was much too peach. The NARS concealer was just not worth it for the money. I like my Becca Aqua Luminous concealer so much. And guys, I am trying a sample of the Peau concealer, and it's so good. It's so good. More on that soon. It'll probably be a January favorite, but it's kind of exceptional. And that is something that I would actually consider spending the money on, not the NARS one. The Lila Bee mist, I tried it for a work week and I was just like, this is not at all worth this money. It's not even as good as the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, honestly. So if you want that sort of product, I would say go for the Tatcha. The Lila Bee was just kind of an epic fail. And I was like, it's almost a $50 product for a tiny amount with no effect. No. And the Chlorine Dry Shampoo I tried once and the scent really bothered me. I don't know what is wrong with me. I just learned a huge lesson. Like, I think I need to stop impulse shopping beauty products online that I can get at Sephora and actually go into Sephora and try things more. The thing is, it's like hard to find the time to do that, but I did it yesterday. So this is like, I guess, a little bonus bit to this video. I returned all that stuff and I picked up several things, including the Josie Marin Nirvana Treatment Mist. I thought this was discontinued. It's what I bought the Lila Bee Mist to replace. But here it is. So I had, like, problem solved. I got a new bottle of the product I really, really liked. $38, which is not inexpensive, but this lasted me 2 years. I really, really like it as a makeup setting spray. Then, I got this, like, skincare sample pack, I guess, for spending over $35. I haven't even seen what's in there, but I won't waste your time with that. I picked up 2 Bite products and it was a testament to why I need to actually go in and swatch things because, okay, I went for the Bite lip pencil in 002. Let me open it right now. So if I were just going by like swatches online or even like the little color at the end of the pencil, I would think that this would have been too peach. However, swatched, I think it's gonna be like the perfect milky pink lip liner addition to my K or Weiss. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. So look at the edge here. Look how peach that looks. And then look at the actual pencil and how pink that looks. A perfect example of why I need to like devote the time to actually going in person and buying stuff. And then I also got the Bite matte lip crayon in Leche. This was a recommendation from one of my viewers and friends on Instagram, Genevieve. And I was gonna get Sugarcane, but she said Leche was a really good one to take a look at. And I agree, when I swatched them side by side, Sugarcane looked too similar to the K or Weiss, and Leche looked kind of like it would be filling a gap in my lip color collection. So this turned into like a little mini haul update as well as a disappointing products video. So I totally talked your ear off today. This was longer than I was expecting it to be, so much so that when I first sat down to do this video, I thought I was going to be able to get through all the disappointing products and the clear out in one video. What a joke. I don't think I have any other updates for you except that I'm just so appreciative that you're here and spending part of your Sunday with me. Thank you so much to everyone that supports L'Amour et la Musique on Patreon. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to share your thoughts on these products or your own disappointing products, please do so in the comments. It is the highlight of my Sunday to read all your comments as they come in. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys very soon. Bye.